We want the fans to be proud to be a Chicago Bear fan. And so I wanted to give my thanks.
The Chicago Bears 2025 offseason was a significant organizational shift aimed at providing stability for second-year quarterback Caleb Williams and putting the team in a position to win.
Hell yeah!
The biggest change was the hiring of former Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as the new Chicago Bears head coach. Johnson is known for his prolific offensive mind, and he was tasked with developing Williams. He assembled a new coaching staff that included some noticeable names, such as former Saints head coach Dennis Allen as the defensive coordinator, Al Harris as the DB coach, Antoine Randall as wide receiver coach, Eric Bieniemy as the running backs coach. This overhaul signaled a strong commitment from general manager Ryan Poles to build a competitive team and represented a major break from the previous coaching regime that was fired mid-season in 2024. It felt like the Bears may finally have committed fully as an organization to change the pattern of years of missed playoffs and heartbreaking losses. The most aggressive roster moves focused on a complete overhaul of the offensive line's interior to improve pass protection, which is a significant weakness in 2024. The Bears made splashes early by trading for two veteran Pro Bowl caliber guards, Joe Thuney from the Chiefs and Jonah Jackson from the Rams. They completed the interior remodel by signing top free agent center Drew Dalman from the Falcons. In 2025 NFL Draft, the Bears continued to add offensive talent around Williams, utilizing a best player available approach after addressing the offensive line in free agency. With the 10th overall pick, they selected tight end Colston Loveland from Michigan, and in the second round added wide receiver Luther Burden III from Missouri. These additions showed that the Bears' plan was to provide Williams with one of the more impressive skill groups in the NFL.
Not only master our fundamentals over the next couple weeks, but also execute the playbook and really bring it to life. We'll work heavily on situational football. It takes time to build that trust. It's really easy to lose that trust.
I take pride in trying to retain it all, every single detail that we have.
Looking for it's dependability, it's consistency, it's production on a day in and day out basis.
Retaining all the information, all of it makes sense to me, and being able to go out there and execute.
Going back to college and even last year, he's very comfortable in a 2-minute setting. He's very comfortable with tempo type plays.
When Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams go over this play, now you talk about having confidence in your players.
I said it multiple times. I think he's been great for me. He's pushed me. Last year, cadence was a little different than obviously this year.
There really isn't a ton of carryover from what he was asked to do, the play calls or anything of that nature. And so now we're asking him to be a little bit more structured in terms of the play calls. Sometimes there's multiple calls, there's shifts, there's motions. There's a lot more going on mentally than probably there's ever been for him. And so at some point, this thing will start slowing down and he's going to be able to catch up, and his physical ability will take over from there.
That's a goal of mine, is to be top of them all. I want to be the best quarterback, not only for Chicago, but in the league.
Well, the season opener started week 1 versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Bears started the game strong with quarterback Caleb Williams leading an opening drive touchdown with a 9-yard scramble for the score. Williams was impressive early on, completing his first 10 passes, a franchise record for a season opener. Then Chicago held a 10-6 lead at halftime and extended it to 17-6 into the third quarter. Cornerback Nahshon Wright returned an interception for 74 yards for the score. However, at the end of the game, the momentum shifted dramatically in the fourth quarter, and the Vikings quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, who struggled through the first three quarters, came alive and led Minnesota on 3 consecutive touchdown drives, scoring 21 unanswered. McCarthy connected with wide receiver Justin Jefferson and running back Aaron Jones for touchdown passes and scored a go-ahead 14-yard touchdown scramble under 3 minutes remaining to give the Vikings a 27-24 lead. The Bears fought back one last time, with Williams connecting with Rome Odunze for a late touchdown pass to cut the lead to 27-24 with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock. Loss was a disappointing start to the season for Chicago. A fourth quarter collapse after leading by 11 points was something that the fan base had seen enough of. But Ben Johnson will have to prove that he will be able to change this team and prove it with results.
We haven't fully come together as a unit, a full team yet, just offense, defense, special teams. We got a lot of work still to come, but we're right on track.
Oh, he had him all right. That's one that he's going to be kicking himself.
I think our execution just has to be better, and when it comes down to those penalties,
it definitely was a point of emphasis for us going into the game, knowing that we had to play a clean game, and unfortunately, as the game went on, it got a little messy.
It comes down to being able to go out there and be together.
Week 2 at Detroit Lions, Bears lose 52-21. The Bears' first road game brought them to Ford Field in Detroit. Starting the season with a division loss against the Vikings was painful enough, but the Bears have an opportunity to get to 1-1. The results were disappointing. Detroit never trailed in the game. The Lions quarterback Jared Goff was outstanding, completing 23-28 passes for 338 yards and a career high of 5 touchdowns. Concerns were very real for another painful season of watching the team struggle.
We got to play complementary football at the end of the day too. If one unit isn't playing as well as we'd like, we need both offense and special teams to come through and balance us on out. We simply didn't stop the bleeding in really any phase and play complementary football.
Just the fact that they traded Justin Fields and they cleared some runway for you to land, is that your full expectation to be headed there?
It's a good question.
Stuff into the building, especially now with guys who played this game. I feel like at a high level for consecutive years in the league.
Caleb and his group do not want to go to Chicago.
They are taking Caleb Williams.
I hold grudges. I hold all of that. And so when I see you, I'll remember it. And so when we get on the field and things like that, you'll hear from me. I'm not one to sit back and allow you to tarnish what I've earned and worked for, and how I live my everyday life, which is with respect, caring and love, and taking care of people and working hard.
You know, reflecting on the season and then looking, there's a time where you have to pair everything together. Look at your roster at the end of the year. You look at free agency, you look at the draft, just to get a snapshot of everything and what the path looks like. And as we were kind of going through it, we knew on film that the talent that Caleb had was undeniable, and it's one of those things where it pops off the tape for you. So we, at that point, once we knew the tape was there, it really came down to knowing the person to make sure he was a good fit for everything. So once all that came together, we knew that was going to be the direction we were going to go in.
If they draft me, my plan is to go work my ass off, get after it, get in the playbook.
How are you with timeouts?
I like to call him.
Week number 3 of the 2025 NFL season at Soldier Field in Chicago saw former Bears head coach Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys.
Call him by the whoever this coordinator was, and that would be me.
But you know when to call him?
Yeah.
Botched at the end by the Bears.
Like 30 seconds left, kind of scrambling. You got a timeout in your pocket, maybe call it?
Yeah, if you need it, you call it.
Okay, all right, that's good.
The the Bears vanquished the Cowboys 31-14. The Bears earned their first win of the season against Dallas. Caleb Williams responding to a frustrating 0-2 start with a breakout performance. He completed 19 of 28 passes for 298 yards and 4 touchdowns, posting a 142.6 passer rating and showcasing his big play abilities. The first Bears offensive drive resulted in a punt, but the defense was able to respond and take the ball away as Dallas Cowboys running back Javonte Williams was going down the sidelines at number 29. Tyreek Stevenson yanked the ball away from him, just took it out of his hands. Bears ball, and they never looked back. Chicago's offense combined explosive passing with effective situational running to control the game's tempo. The defense held Dallas to just 14 points, forcing multiple 3-and-outs and creating opportunities for short fields that the offense capitalized on. The balanced attack allowed the Bears to stretch the lead throughout the second quarter and maintain it comfortably. The rookie, Luther Burden, scored on an amazing 65-yard flea flicker that saw DeAndre Swift throw it back just a little bit high, but Caleb Williams was able to get it and then throw it down the field for the touchdown. The rookie, Luther Burden, on the day had 101 yards receiving and that score. The third period saw the Bears put together a drive that went 19 plays, 76 yards, and chewed up 9 minutes and 54 seconds of the game clock, the longest scoring drive of the NFL season at that time. This victory snapped an early losing skid and marked head coach Ben Johnson's first win as the head man of the Chicago Bears. It also provided a confidence boost as Chicago's offense executed over multiple phases and the defense limited explosive plays. A complete game, a much-needed game for the Chicago Bears.